All right, so are you ready to dive into this?
Always ready to dive in.
Okay, good. We're talking domestic appliance sharp manager interview prep today.
Sounds good to me.
So to help get you ready for this, we've got RoleCatcher's Career Guide and Interview Guide.
Yeah, these are going to be super helpful.
Really great resources. So let's start by getting a feel for the job itself.
Yeah, so it's definitely more than just like knowing your products.
Yeah, so beyond just like knowing your refrigerators from dishwashers, what does a domestic appliance shop manager do on like a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, you're leading a team, you're making these strategic decisions, you're building relationships with those customers and suppliers.
Really like the face of the store.
Exactly, you're the conductor of the appliance orchestra.
Okay, conductor, I like that.
Mhm.
I do like that. So the career guide mentions that this job has like some pros and cons.
Mhm.
Um, there's a lot of job stability, there's potential for growth, but there are also some challenges like dealing with unhappy customers and long hours.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think would be like the biggest hurdle in this role?
Honestly, I think it would be staying ahead of the curve.
Okay.
This industry is like constantly evolving with smart technology and like all these new energy efficiency standards.
Yeah, you always have to be learning.
You always have to be learning. A good shop manager has to be a lifelong learner for sure.
Totally. So speaking of learning, let's jump into the interview questions.
Let's do it.
RoleCatcher actually highlights 9 common questions.
Uh-huh.
They even provide sample answers,
Yeah.
which I always find super helpful.
For sure.
Are you ready to tackle them one by one?
Let's do it.
Okay, perfect. So let's start with the first one. Can you tell us about your previous experience working in a domestic appliances shop? Now, even if you haven't worked in an appliance shop specifically, don't panic.
Right. Don't panic. We can work with this.
Exactly. The guide emphasizes transferable skills. So how do we frame our experience, even if it's from a different retail background?
Yeah, definitely focus on like those core skills this role requires. So think like customer service, sales, managing inventory, maybe even merchandising or visual displays. Like any of those apply to your previous work.
Yeah, so it's about connecting the dots for the interviewer.
Yeah, like, hey, even though I was selling clothes, I was still providing excellent customer service and hitting sales targets.
Exactly. And this is where I think RoleCatcher's AI can be a game changer. You can like plug in your experience and it will help you tailor your answers to highlight the most relevant skills for this specific job.
It's like having a personalized interview prep coach in your pocket.
I love that.
Oh,
Okay, on to question number 2. How would you motivate the sales team to reach their targets? This one feels like it's all about leadership style.
it is, and there's no one-size-fits-all answer here. The interviewer really wants to see that you've thought about different motivational approaches, because some teams thrive on competition and rewards, while others respond better to like collaboration and a supportive environment.
So they're trying to feel out your leadership style?
Exactly, and it's really helpful to think about what kind of team you thrive in.
Totally makes sense. I imagine the interviewer might follow up with, can you give an example of a time you successfully motivated a team?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What kind of story could we tell here?
Think about a time when you had to rally your team, maybe to achieve like a challenging goal or implement a new strategy. Did you use incentives? Team building exercises. It's good to prepare a story where you can share what worked and what you learned about motivating different personalities.
And that's a great example of how RoleCatcher's interview guide goes beyond just surface level answers, right?
Yeah.
It anticipates those follow-up questions, helping you prepare for a deeper conversation.
Exactly. You got to be ready to go deeper.
Yeah. Now, let's move on to a question that I think often trips people up. How would you handle a customer complaint about a faulty product? The career guide mentioned dealing with difficult customers as being a challenge, so this question really ties into that.
For sure.
Ugh, yeah, these conversations can be so tough.
Yeah.
What's the interviewer really looking for here?
They want to see that you can stay calm, empathetic, and solution-oriented even under pressure,
Even when you want to scream.
even when you want to scream. But really, you want to remember that it's about finding a resolution that satisfies the customer but also protects the store's reputation.
It's a tough balance.
Hmm.
So active listening, problem solving, maybe offering a replacement or a repair.
All good options.
What if the customer is being totally unreasonable?
Okay, well, that's where your conflict resolution skills come in. You have to acknowledge their frustration, but stand your ground politely and professionally.
And sometimes that's easier said than done.
Yeah, you're right, it can be. But luckily, you can even practice different scenarios with RoleCatcher's AI and get feedback on your approach.
So it's like a simulation.
Exactly. You can prepare for all kinds of situations.
I love that. Okay, on to question number 4. Can you tell us about a time when you had to resolve a conflict within your team? More conflict resolution, but this time it's internal.
Right. And this question is all about how you handle disagreements and interpersonal dynamics. Like the interviewer is assessing your leadership skills, but from a different angle. Can you create a harmonious and productive work environment?
Right, because you're not just managing sales, you're managing people.
Exactly.
So they're looking for those soft skills, communication, mediation, finding a compromise.
Exactly. And to structure your answer, remember to think about the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. So what was the specific conflict? What steps did you take to resolve it? What was the outcome?
Yeah, that's a super helpful framework.
It is.
And maybe a follow-up question could be, what did you learn from that experience?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because even if the conflict wasn't fully resolved, there's always a lesson to be learned.
Right. Absolutely. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth.
Okay, moving on to question number 5. How would you ensure that the store meets its sales targets? Time to put on your strategic thinking cap.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, this feels like a big picture question.
It is.
What are some key things we should hit in our answer?
Okay, first you want to demonstrate that you understand the importance of setting realistic goals, and then how to analyze sales data to track progress.
Okay.
Then you want to talk about specific strategies you'd implement to drive sales.
Okay, so things like promotions, visual merchandising, maybe even training the team on like upselling techniques.
Yeah, all great examples.
Wow.
The interviewer really wants to see that you've got a toolbox full of ideas and that you're proactive about achieving results. So don't be afraid to get specific and share examples from your past experience.
And I bet RoleCatcher's AI could help us brainstorm even more strategies based on the specific store and their target market.
You know what?
It's like having a personalized marketing consultant.
It really is.
Amazing. Now let's switch gears to question number 6. How do you stay up to date with the latest developments and trends in the domestic appliances industry? This one's all about showing your passion and commitment to continuous learning.
I love this question.
Yeah.
It gives you a chance to really geek out about the latest and greatest appliances.
It's your time to shine.
Yes. So really think about your go-to resources for industry news and insights. Are there specific publications you read, websites you follow? Do you attend trade shows or conferences? Like, what do you do to stay on top of things?
I personally love reading reviews of new appliances and watching those comparison videos on YouTube.
Yes, me too. I love those. And don't be afraid to mention those resources in your interview.
Oh, yeah.
It shows you're genuinely curious and engaged with the industry.
And a potential follow-up question here could be, what's a recent trend in the appliance industry that excites you? It's a chance to show that you're not just knowledgeable, but also forward-thinking.
Excellent point.
Okay, let's move on to question number 7. Can you give an example of a time when you had to make a difficult decision as a manager? This one can be a bit tricky, but it's a chance to showcase your judgment and leadership skills.
For sure.
We all have those moments where we have to make tough calls. What kind of stories should we tell here?
Think about a time when you had to weigh different options, maybe with limited information or conflicting perspectives. The key is to demonstrate that you followed a thoughtful process, considered the impact on your team and the business, and ultimately made a decision that you could stand behind.
Right.
Even if it wasn't easy.
And even if the decision wasn't perfect or everyone agreed with it, it's important to articulate your reasoning and what you learned from the experience, right?
Absolutely. It shows self-awareness and a willingness to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, we've got 2 more questions to tackle. Are you ready for question number 8? How would you handle a situation where a customer was dissatisfied with the service they received in the store?
Bring it on.
Another customer service challenge.
Yeah, it seems like this role really puts those skills to the test.
Big time. So what's the winning formula for handling a dissatisfied customer?
Okay, active listening is paramount. You let the customer vent their frustrations, acknowledge their feelings, and then offer a sincere apology, even if the situation wasn't directly your fault. You know, sometimes things happen.
Things happen. And then focus on finding a solution that addresses their concerns and leaves them feeling valued right.
Exactly. It might involve offering a discount, a replacement product, or even just going above and beyond to make their next experience exceptional. You want to make sure they leave happy.
Yeah, it's about building customer loyalty and protecting the store's reputation.
Absolutely.
Okay, last but not least, question number 9. Can you tell us about a time when you had to implement changes to improve the performance of a store or team? This one feels like it's all about your ability to drive positive change.
It is. The interviewer wants to see that you can identify areas for improvement, develop a plan, and then execute it effectively.
So we need a story about a time we were a change maker, a problem solver, a leader who inspired their team to embrace a new way of doing things.
Yes. What was the challenge you faced? What steps did you take to address it? How did you involve your team in the process? And most importantly, what was the impact of your efforts? Like, think about all of that.
Yeah, and a great follow-up question here could be, what were some of the obstacles you encountered and how did you overcome them? Because change is rarely smooth sailing, right?
It shows that you can anticipate challenges, adapt your approach, and persevere even when things get tough.
So we've covered all 9 questions. Before we wrap up, any other advice for rocking this interview?
Well, RoleCatcher emphasizes research. Go beyond just browsing the store's website.
Okay.
Check out their social media, see what customers are saying online, maybe even visit the store in person to get a feel for the environment.
Really get a sense of the place.
Exactly. It shows you're proactive and genuinely interested in that specific store, not just any appliance shop.
It shows that you care.
Exactly. And remember, an interview is a two-way street. Prepare thoughtful questions to ask the interviewer.
Oh yeah, I love that.
It demonstrates your engagement and helps you assess if this is the right fit for you.
It's not just about impressing them. It's about finding a job where you can thrive and contribute your unique skills.
Exactly.
I love that. Now let's talk about how RoleCatcher's AI can really boost your prep.
Oh yeah, this is a game changer.
Imagine being able to practice your answers to these questions and get feedback tailored to this specific job.
You can.
Wait, really? Tell me more.
Okay, so RoleCatcher's AI analyzes the job description, identifies keywords and skills, and then it helps you craft responses that hit those key points.
Oh, wow.
It even provides feedback on your tone and delivery, so you can project confidence and authenticity.
So it's like a full package deal.
It really is.
So we've talked about the day-to-day of the role. We've tackled those 9 common interview questions and even explored how RoleCatcher's AI can give us a serious edge. What does it all mean for you as you prepare for this interview?
It means you're not going in blind. You have a solid understanding of what the role entails. You've practiced answering those tough questions, and you've got a secret weapon in your corner, RoleCatcher's AI.
I feel so much more prepared just listening to this. It's amazing how much insight and value RoleCatcher packs into their resources. But it's not just about memorizing answers, right?
Absolutely not. It's about showcasing your authentic self, your passion for the world of appliances, and your ability to lead a team and drive results.
I love that. So what's next in this deep dive?
Well, now that we've laid the groundwork, let's delve a bit deeper into some of those key challenges and opportunities facing domestic appliances shop managers today.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. Let's do it.
So the retail landscape is really shifting, especially for appliances.
Yeah, it is.
You know, online retailers are a big factor,
Yeah.
but brick and mortar stores, they still have a major role to play.
For sure, for sure. So how does a domestic appliance shop manager adapt and thrive in this environment? This feels like something the interviewer might be interested in.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're going to be looking for someone who understands these challenges and has ideas.
Uh-huh.
So think about it. What can a physical store offer that an online giant can't?
Well, personalized service, for one.
Yeah.
You can actually see and touch the appliances, get expert advice.
Exactly. A knowledgeable sales team is like a huge asset. Someone who can actually explain, the difference between a heat pump dryer and a condenser dryer, or recommend the best washing machine for a family of 6.
It's such a good point.
Oh.
It's not just about selling a product. It's about understanding the customer's needs and finding the perfect solution.
Yes, exactly.
And think about the in-store experience, creating an inviting atmosphere, showcasing appliances in realistic kitchen and laundry setups, maybe even offering demos or workshops. Ooh, workshops. I love that.
Like how to get the most out of your smart refrigerator.
Yeah.
Or troubleshooting common appliance issues.
I would totally attend those.
Right. It's about adding value beyond just the transaction. And let's not forget after-sales service offering delivery installation repairs. All that builds customer loyalty and sets you apart from online-only retailers.
Right. It's a whole package, not just a click and a delivery.
Right.
This kind of ties back to what we were talking about earlier with those key skills from RoleCatcher. Negotiation, persuasion, problem solving, they all come into play.
They really do. A good shop manager is like a master of all those skills.
Jack of all trades.
They're also a leader who can motivate their team to embrace this evolving landscape.
So speaking of teams, let's shift gears a bit. The RoleCatcher Career Guide highlights the importance of building a strong team culture. Any advice on how a new shop manager can foster that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It starts with clear communication and setting a positive example. A good leader is approachable, supportive, and genuinely invested in their team's success.
And it's about recognizing and celebrating achievements, both big and small, making people feel valued and appreciated.
Yes, exactly. It's those little things that build morale and create a sense of camaraderie. And don't underestimate the power of team-building activities.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be fancy. Even just a monthly team lunch or a fun outing can make a difference.
I think those shared experiences outside of work can really help solidify those bonds.
I agree. Absolutely. Now let's touch on another crucial aspect of this role, managing inventory.
Yeah.
The career guide mentions this as a key responsibility. Any tips on how to master this juggling act?
Yeah, I imagine it's a delicate balance. Having enough stock on hand to meet demand, but not so much that you're overstocked and losing money.
Exactly. It's about analyzing sales data, understanding seasonal trends, and having a good relationship with your suppliers.
Oh, yeah.
You need to be able to anticipate demand, negotiate favorable terms, and manage your stock efficiently.
And I bet RoleCatcher's AI could be helpful here, too. Could it analyze sales data and help predict future demand?
Oh, you bet. That's one of the things it excels at. It can take all that data, past sales, seasonal trends, even competitor activity, and help you make informed decisions about what to order, when to order, how much to order.
That takes a lot of the guesswork out of it and helps you stay one step ahead.
For sure.
It's like having a virtual inventory manager.
It really is. And speaking of staying ahead, let's talk about something that's top of mind for many retailers these days: sustainability.
Oh, yeah, this is big.
Consumers are increasingly concerned about the environmental impact of their purchases, and appliances are no exception.
Definitely not. So how can a domestic appliance shop manager tap into this growing eco-consciousness? It feels like a great opportunity to differentiate yourself from the competition.
Oh, absolutely. You can showcase energy-efficient models, promote recycling programs for old appliances, maybe even partner with local organizations focused on sustainability.
And educating customers about the benefits of eco-friendly appliances is key.
Yes.
Like how much money they can save on their energy bills, or how choosing a model with a lower water consumption can reduce their environmental footprint.
Exactly. It's about positioning yourself as a trusted advisor, someone who understands their values and can help them make informed decisions.
It's about more than just making a sale. It's about building a relationship and creating a positive impact.
Okay, so we've talked about adapting to the online world, building a strong team, managing inventory, and embracing sustainability. What else should a successful domestic appliances shop manager be thinking about?
Well, let's not forget about the financials. You're running a business after all.
Hooray!
Understanding profit margins, controlling costs, and maximizing revenue are all crucial skills.
So we need to have our business hats on as well as our customer service hats.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're delivering exceptional customer service while also ensuring the store is profitable and sustainable in the long run.
Now, the career guide briefly mentioned the importance of visual merchandising. Could you expand on that a bit? Absolutely. Visual merchandising is all about creating an appealing and engaging in-store experience.
Yeah.
It's about how you display the appliances, the lighting you use, the signage, even the music playing in the background.
So it's about creating a mood and atmosphere that makes customers want to linger and explore.
Exactly. Think about showcasing appliances in realistic settings like a fully equipped kitchen or laundry room. Use props and accessories to create a lifestyle vignette.
Oh, I love that. It's like walking into a magazine spread.
Yeah.
It makes the appliances feel more aspirational
Yeah.
and helps customers visualize them in their own homes.
You got it. And remember, a good visual merchandising strategy is constantly evolving. You need to stay on top of trends, experiment with different displays, and analyze what's working and what's not.
And I bet RoleCatcher's AI could be a valuable tool here, analyzing customer data and providing insights on what types of displays or promotions resonate with your target audience.
You're right. It's all about leveraging those data-driven insights to make informed decisions and create a shopping experience that truly delights your customers.
So we've covered a lot of ground. From adapting to the online world, to building a strong team, managing inventory, embracing sustainability, and even mastering the art of visual merchandising. It's clear that a domestic appliance shop manager wears many hats. Anything else we should keep in mind as we wrap up this part of our deep dive?
I think one of the key takeaways here is that this role is all about finding the right balance. It's about balancing exceptional customer service with sound business practices. It's about embracing new technology and trends while staying true to the core values of quality and reliability. And it's about creating a work environment that is both challenging and rewarding for your team.
It's about being a leader, a strategist, a problem solver, a customer advocate, and a champion of sustainability, all rolled into one.
Exactly. And with the right preparation, the right attitude, and a little help from resources like RoleCatcher, you can absolutely rock this role and make a real impact in the world of domestic appliances.
Now that we've laid out those key challenges and opportunities, let's bring it back to the interview itself. What are some final tips for making a lasting impression and sealing the deal?
Well, I think one of the most important things is to project confidence. You've done your research, you've practiced your answers, and you know your stuff. Let that shine through.
Confidence is key. But how do we convey that without sounding arrogant?
It's all about finding that balance. Be enthusiastic, be passionate, but also be humble and willing to learn. Remember, the interviewer is looking for someone who is both competent and coachable.
And speaking of coachable, RoleCatcher's AI can help us fine-tune our delivery and make sure we're hitting the right notes. It's like having a personal presentation coach.
Exactly. Don't underestimate the power of practicing your answers out loud, maybe even recording yourself to see how you come across. And remember, those nonverbal cues, eye contact, posture, a genuine smile, they all make a difference.
It's about presenting the best version of yourself, both inside and out. And speaking of presentation, what about attire? The career guide briefly mentioned dressing professionally, but any specific advice for this type of role?
You want to strike a balance between professional and approachable. A suit might be too formal, but jeans and a t-shirt are definitely too casual.
So maybe business casual. A nice pair of slacks or a skirt, a button-down shirt or a blouse, something that's polished but still comfortable.
Exactly. And pay attention to the details. Make sure your shoes are clean, your hair is neat, and avoid any distracting accessories.
It's about showing that you care about the opportunity and that you've put thought into your appearance.
Right. First impressions matter, and you want to make sure you're putting your best foot forward. Now, remember those thoughtful questions you prepared for the interviewer. This is your chance to show that you're curious, engaged, and genuinely interested in the role.
It's also a chance to gather information and assess if this is the right fit for you. What are some good questions to have in our back pocket?
Ask about the company culture, the team dynamics, the opportunities for growth and development. You can even ask about the interviewer's own experience working at the store.
Those are great. It shows that you're thinking beyond just the job description and that you're interested in the bigger picture.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask about the next steps in the hiring process. It shows that you're proactive and eager to move forward.
Okay, so we've talked about projecting confidence, nailing our delivery, dressing the part, and asking thoughtful questions. Any final words of wisdom before we send our listener off to conquer this interview?
Remember, an interview is an opportunity, not an interrogation. It's a chance to showcase your skills, share your passion, and connect with the interviewer on a human level.
It's about telling your story, highlighting your unique experiences, and demonstrating why you are the perfect fit for this role.
Exactly. And with a little help from RoleCatcher's resources and AI tools, you can walk into that interview feeling confident, prepared, and ready to impress.
We're rooting for you. Now, as you continue your prep, here's a final thought to ponder. We've talked a lot about the skills and qualities of a successful shop manager, but what about your own personal vision for the role? How would you make your mark on the store? What kind of leader would you be?
Keep that question in mind as you prepare for your interview, because ultimately it's your unique perspective, your passion, and your drive that will set you apart and make you a truly exceptional domestic appliances shop manager.
That's inspiring. And on that note, we wrap up our deep dive. Best of luck with your interview, and remember, you've got this.